afternoon and welcome to the Grizzly Bear Radio videos channel, and this is number 4. I hope they're getting better. We're certainly trying harder. Whether they're getting better or not, you'd have to be the judge of that, but I hope you keep subscribing and pressing the like button, because that helps us a lot. We're on a journey of trying to learn. I keep saying that I've got all the gear but no idea, and that's not just a throwaway line, that's pretty accurate. But I'm learning together, and hopefully we'll learn together. So I hope you enjoy what we're going to show you and talk about today. But any help, please contact us through the comment section. If any of these meters that you see we have, and we've got a lot of Triplet and Simpson meters, then do contact us and ring us on 07818 690 412. That's 07818 690 412. And we're happy to sell you one of our meters and radios. You'll see that I've got a second Triplet Model 850 that arrived from America this week. It's alongside the Viz, so you can see the comparison. They were the big competitors at that time. They're rare, even in America. In America, they're fetching way over $200. The ones we're selling a lot cheaper than that. But they're just great bits of kit. So if you're interested in any of our meters, give us a call or send us a text and we'll come back to you. Today I want to show you a radio that I bought a few months ago. It's a Sony World Zone radio. It is huge. You can see just how big it is, and it weighs a ton. Like it is incredibly heavy. It's not a hold it in one hand and to lift it. It is a struggle, even for a strapping thug like me. But it is beautifully made. Sony always made good stuff. They've always been there at the top of the tree. This was made, I am reliably informed, in the early 1970s. It is, it was there, not quite. There was one above this called, I think, the 330, but this is the 220. And this is right at the top of their tree. And here it is. It is a Sony CRF-220 radio. There's the date of the manufacture. This one has been restored and with modifications to make up for the blips that were the known areas of unreliability. But it's beautiful. It's got 3 huge aerials. I mean, they go way taller than this. I just don't want to go through the roof. 3 aerials. It's also got FM, long wave, medium, short wave 1 and short wave 2 to 19. It's got the BFO button and transmission. It has got everything that you may want. It's got the means of tracking down the various signals, and if you're into shortwave radios, I guess this must be near the pinnacle. They're so rarely seen on the market today. When they are, they fetch crazy money. But it is just something that isn't made like this anymore and never will be. I think it's rather beautifully made, and I think we can switch it on for a few minutes. We do not have the copyright people after us, but it'll give you an idea. That's better. It's got the lights all lit up. Really nice. Just beautiful quality. I can tune that in properly. It's gorgeous. I love it. But if you wanted to buy it and put it to use, because I don't get the use out of it, then do give me a call and we'll sell it for what is a lot less than the market's fetching when they really rarely appear. I'd sell it for less than what the market is if it was going to an enthusiast who was going to use it. But it's great. It's, as I say, it's being rebuilt by a qualified engineer. It's been modified in ways to get over the glitches that were known at the time to this radio, and it is just it's just gorgeous. And if you're into listening to shortwave around the world, this thing will be very able to cope with that and take it on board. So there you are. Let me know if you like it in the comments. I'd be interested to hear your comments if you think it's as special as I do. You just don't see them. The one I did see on the marketplace was missing the lid, and many of them are missing the lids. But as you can see, this is all up together and exactly how it should be. Gorgeous, isn't it? The signal where I am is always rubbish, especially in this particular room. If I want to check a radio, I have to go to another room. You can see this radio is already starting to crackle because I'm putting the airlock down. But there it is. Sony World Zone. The CRF-220. Beautiful bit of kit. And I just think it's gorgeous. Let me know what you think. So, it weighs a ton. Right. Mentioning that the signal here is pretty bad, especially when I'm checking old radios where they've got an internal aerial. I've been wondering what I can do to make that better. So what I'm going to do is make a connection that I can simply, with a Jubilee clip, crocodile clip, attach it to the inside aerial and run this round and possibly through the window so that I will get a better signal. I'm not seeking to listen to the rest of the world. I just want a better signal to test that the radio is working okay. So I acquired this the other day. I need to connect it up so that it is I'm able to use it and it's placed in the best position to pick up the signal. Antenna wire, earth wire, and it is N-fed multi-band antenna. So I think it's hopefully it will make it better, and I'll be able to check without crashing and carrying radios around to listen to them where the signal is better. What I've also got, and these are not very expensive. Well, it's £20. I think they sell them on Amazon. And it is a portable shortwave antenna, but I've actually tried it yesterday on a VHF channel, and it did actually make a difference. And it's a very simple process. You unreel it as long as you would like it to be. You can either plug it in if it's a more modern radio, or I simply attached it with a crocodile clip to the existing internal area, and it made a difference. So if you've trouble getting a reception, there are ways to try and make that a bit better. Let me know what you think. You can tell me if I'm crazy, or hopefully I'm beginning to get it right. On the next video, I'm going to talk to you about some of the vintage stereos that were made in the 70s and 80s. Bang & Olufsen were the elite in the 70s, 80s, 90s. they were for the wealthy. And I remember a million years ago in John Lewis, at about in the 70s, 80s, Bang & Olufsen stuff being sold. Crazy prices. I mean, just a million miles above the marketplace, and beautiful design, and a great sound. And I'm going to be showing you over the next few weeks some of those receivers and why they're funky and very different in design. And I hope you'll enjoy looking at them as much as I am in them arriving, so that I can look at them and show you why the Bang & Olufsen design and quality, and you can tell me and we'll decide together whether that design and quality justified the price. If you look on YouTube and listen to those that are talking about vintage stereos of the 70s and 80s, they really are becoming collectible and going up in value. So I think it'll be interesting, and you can see where we are and what we're doing. So I'm going to lift this down. Ooh, by Jove. Now, I've got a radio here that has arrived to be loved and blessed. And the reason why I've got it here today, and you can see it's, I've got rid of all the dust, but there's a lot more work to do. But that's not what I'm going to talk to you about. I mentioned before that when I'm cleaning these radios, how do I go about doing that? And one of the things I have found is the Greygate Paste Polish number 5. I'm nothing to do with Greygates, but I learned about it and read about it, and it says here, developed for the GPO for cleaning metal contacts and restoring bakelite telephones. That goes back a time, doesn't it? And this is quite a new packet. I only got this a couple of weeks ago, and that's what it still says on their packaging. So let me show you what we do with it, and we can decide together whether we think it works. I use this sometimes, or some metal polish, which I used to use on motorbikes, and then I top it up with some car polish. So here we go. When I'm boringly rubbing this through, I want to tell you a story about a young guy I met a few years ago. He was 16, and he was in all sorts of trouble. I mean, he was just in trouble beyond belief. And I asked him and talked to him about why he was in the position that he found himself. My signal generator, or signal simulator, is going walkabout. And he said this. He said, it's okay for you. Things are better for you, were better for you. And I asked him what he meant by that. And what he said, I will never forget, because in it there's a lesson to learn. He said, well, it was different for you. He said, your parents took time to be with you and help you, and you ate together and spent time together. My parents are too busy trying to earn a living, or we're all wrapped up within our iPads, that's not the same anymore. He then said, the police in your day cared about the community and walked the streets and got to know the local people. They stood for honesty. He said, I just read now about corruption and cost cutting. teachers, he said, in your day were really interested in what you did. They were part of the community and knew and cared for your well-being. That's not the same anymore. The church, he said, stood for values, and you knew exactly what they thought was right or wrong. Now they sit on the fence and don't tell me what is right and wrong. So he said, it was different for you, but look what it's like for me. And that really struck a chord. Just how big a responsibility we have, all of us engaged in young people, in actually getting it right. Because it struck me that his view of those major things, he also added politicians. He said, in your day, politicians were statesmen who became politicians to actually make the country a better place. Now, he said, they just argue and blame each other and worry about the next election and winning it. And that really struck home. That really got to me. Because, of course, I began to think that he was right. And I think we all have a responsibility to try and make the place better for our children. I'm on record as saying that my children are my life. I spent my whole life working to earn a living so that they can have the best possible life. And although they are grown up to, that's never changed. They're still my life, and they're still the purpose, my purpose in being here. And I'm not sure that's the view of all the parents now anymore. That they are the number one priority and purpose. But to me, that's the only way. You brought them into the world, and that's your responsibility. And I think that even though, as I said, they're all grown up to, that hasn't changed. And I think they know that. Anyway, we're going to try and buff this off, and we'll see if it's made a difference. Yeah? I think that's a bit of a difference, don't you? And we'll just quickly give it some polish, gloss on top. So there you are. It's available online. And I reckon it's pretty good. Now, we'll put a bit of polish on top. I'm doing this quickly. I would have normally given that a second going over of Grey's number 2 and rubbed a bit harder, but I was finding it difficult to talk and put the effort into polishing. Now this was, you can see this was pretty bad, and many of the ones that I start to clean are covered with nicotine smoke. And that says something about a bygone age, doesn't it? But Greygate's paste number 5. I think that's drying now, and we'll buff it off. Okay, here we go. Right. I think you can see that's already a lot better. I can see we need to give it another go over, a second attempt. It normally takes 2 or 3, but you can see it's beginning to show the shading and colouring of the Bakelite is beginning to come through. I do find it better than T-Cut, which some say you should use. It was designed for Bakelite, and if you're prepared to put some elbow grease into it, this will come up looking as shiny as the one that you see over here. that started life like this. And I think you'll say, let's get a bit of light on it. I think you tell me that is pretty good. Yeah? So, that's about it. One huge favour. Press the like button and press subscribe. There's lots more to talk about, lots more things we can be involved with. We're going to start working on radios, and as I say, I'm all the gear but no idea, so I'll need your help and support on what we're trying to do. I hope you enjoy our chats. Let me know. I'm not an expert, but I enjoy it. So take care, press the subscribe button, press the like, and I'll see you next time. Bye.